Love you too. I'll tell you something else. Being a Christian hard. Christian got too many rules. We already got 10 commandments. I ain't even got all them. On a good day, I'm 7 out of 10. But we got extra rules. Now, to be a Christian, you ain't supposed to lie. How you gonna be a Christian without lying? You can't tell people everything you think. You cannot tell people everything that's on your mind. You ain't gonna have no friends. You got to lie. It's like this here. It's like I got a partner. We gave him a nickname when he was growing up. His name Ugg. Cause he ugly. See, notice about black people. We give you a nickname that's directly related to some that's wrong with you. You ain't got to guess. I got a partner named Onion Arm. Cause he stink. Every time you see him, he just moving. I got a partner named Blinky. We call him Blinky because when we was little, he got shot in the eye with a BB gun. Now he 55, and his eye just be leaking. He be dabbing it all the time. We been calling him Blinky. He know what's up. I got another partner nicknamed Zach. Zach, we call him Zach because his breath smells exactly like the crack of his ass. So now, about 5 years ago, Ugg came to one of my shows. Now, I ain't seen Ugg in about 20 years. And it was a crowd of people. I signed us some autographs. He just jumped out. He said, Steve, remember me? And yeah, I remember you. Because this some was just as ugly as he was when we was kids. And he had aged too, so you know when you get older, that age set in on your and your ugly really get some turns going on you. So he was kind of toe up. And I say, what's up? Now, genuinely was happy to see him. We hugged and stuff. I say, what's been going on, man? Man, everything, Steve, everything. I said, yeah, what you been doing? Hey, Steve, you ain't gonna believe this. I just got married. Now, I'm trying to work in my mind, who done married this ugly ass dude? Because you got to wake up every morning with a that's that ugly. This is wrong now. And then I was scared to meet his wife because she can't be all that. See, most men marry up. Most men, like I look around the room, all y'all sitting next to a woman that's more attractive than you. That's the objective. You want a woman that's more attractive than you. If you and your woman resemble each other, you have made a terrible mistake. This will haunt you till you die. You're gonna get a divorce. Listen to me. You are going to get a divorce. So Ugg say, hey man, she went to the bathroom, she be right back. And I said, damn, because I have trying to fix myself because I have a tendency to say whatever on my mind. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna say when I see this woman. And sure enough, when she came out there, man, Jesus, this was shot. And I looked at her, and she was cuter than Ugg, but just a little bit. Just a little bit. And when it saw her, she said, hey man, this is my wife. It me up. I said, You know how you had that little quiet moment? Jesus. Jesus. You just let me, Jesus. Lord Jesus. You good Lord. But it really ain't, nothing negative, because, you know. And so I said, hey, man, pleasure to meet you, ma'am. I said, hey, man, why don't y'all come by the hotel and let's talk, chop it up. Because, you know, I want to see my boy. I ain't seen him in a long time. I love seeing cats that I come up with. He said, man, I got another surprise for you. I said, what you got, Ugg? He said, man, we just had a baby. I said, see, now this some bullshit right here. Because ain't no way in these two people need to be reproducing. What you need to do is go somewhere, you get clipped, she get them tubes tied up. Let's shut this process down. We can't pass these genes on to nobody else. So I know the baby gonna be shot. He said, man, I'm gonna bring the baby by the hotel so you can meet him. Now I'm at the hotel, I'm in the lobby, and I'm just pacing, because I don't know what I don't know what I'm gonna say. I ain't supposed to lie, but it ain't no way in I'm gonna be able to hide my feelings, because I have a tendency of saying what I think. And they came to the lobby, and it was cold outside, so they had the baby covered up. So I said, cool. I just kept talking, trying to move the along. Maybe they gonna forget, that they got the baby with them. I was just talking about everything, anything. Please just don't show me this baby. And that said, man, let me show you my son. And I kid you not, he pulled the blanket back, and the baby me up so bad that it took my breath away. I actually said, I couldn't help. I said, he said, boy, look at it. He said, man, what you think? I said, I can just say the only thing I can think of. I said, boy, that boy look just like you.